So here we go. It will be West Ham to get this fixture underway. Can they start as they finished in that League Cup victory? Long punt to this near side to gain ground. It's the modern way, it would appear these days, and immediately you can put some pressure on the opposition. We see it across all levels of the game, but it's what you do in the next phase of play that can make it count. Going to be interesting to see how West Ham go about their business as well, Tanya, because we saw them press against Aston Villa nice and early yesterday, the last weekend. And I thought for the first 20 minutes, half an hour, they played well, but Villa's quality came through towards the end of the game. I just wonder how ambitious or otherwise they will be against London City today.
Yeah, they'll want to start well and give themselves a platform. And, you know, both teams statistically have conceded late. So West Ham will want to stay in the game, give themselves a really good opportunity, build their confidence, and then look to, I suppose, assert their dominance as the game progresses.
It certainly has been a feature, as you mentioned, and London City Lionesses winning against Liverpool with an 89th minute penalty. Controversial penalty in many ways, but there was certainly contact between keeper and striker. Linares stepping up late on to fire into the net to gain London City Lionesses a big 3 points against Liverpool. The other side, of course, that have really struggled so far this season. Always sense it's only going to be a matter of time before London City Lionesses really put it together. There is so much talent in this squad. Here is Linares. He's a standout performer, I think, for Italy as well in the European Championships, Tanya.
Yeah, I saw a lot of her play live at the Euros, and she's just so composed, a great leader on and off the pitch, and a really good signing for London City, and brings a lot of quality.
It is Linares. The referee is just going to hold play for a second here, a coming together and maybe a little bit of a whack to the face here. Yeah, it was a bit awkward rather than anything else. But Saki Kumagai is feeling it a little bit here. Something off the ball, potentially.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what happened there, but she's holding her face and seems a little bit disorientated.
Oh, a bit awkward, wasn't it? It was almost the shoulder to the cheek. It was unintentional. It was an accident, but situations like that, because you're not bracing yourself and not expecting them, can be a bit painful.
Yeah, especially when, as you say, you don't sort of anticipate it's coming. But she seems like she's okay, and yeah, hopefully come back on the pitch soon.
So from Roma, of course, at the start of the year, did play last season in the second tier. Previously at Bayern and much decorated at Lyon, of course, an awful lot of experience, a Japanese international. Paris to battle, as she usually does.
Really looking forward to seeing Goodwin as well, sort of try and get in behind that West Ham defence, and her physicality and her pace, I think, is going to be a great outlet for London City, and it'll be interesting to see how West Ham deal with that.
Here is Linares. Guy to curl forward. Paris is on the move. It's flicked away from her by Tisiak. Nikita Paris, infectious style, goes before her really, but she's always busy. She's always willing to put in the hard yards, one of the hardest working players around, and that hasn't stopped throughout her career. And still with an eye for goal, of course. Let's not forget that. Couple of goals in the WSL so far this season, has scored everywhere she's been. Terrific career. Kumagai. Sangare. Fernandez over on that right-hand side. Well, we're certainly seeing something a little bit different from West Ham, who are maybe sitting back a little bit more than we saw against Aston Villa. Maybe that's because of the quality of the opposition. Maybe that's they're being forced to, but we only had 5 minutes or so. But maybe it will be a lower block than usual for the Hammers.
It's looking that way. It's looking like a low block that's taking away any space in behind and trying to keep everything in front.
Looking to shepherd this one out. It's good strength as well shown here from Denton.
It's not a bad ploy from West Ham away from home just to settle into the game, but as the half creeps on, you'd expect that they're going to hopefully get a little bit higher and get a little bit more pressure on the ball.
Yeah, it's one thing setting the low block, as West Ham have done by the looks of things, but you've still got to keep out the opposition. You've got to back yourself to stay disciplined. Not easy. Look to try and break on the counter, but Rhian Skinner, who celebrates a 100th game in charge in the Women's Super League, 50 up now for West Ham after 50 for Spurs. An awful lot of experience on the touchline. London City Lionesses with an opportunity, just overcooked a little bit. Tita Paris applauds the idea. Moran to play it back. And now Linari. Sangare. Georo. Intercepted by Zadorski. And it's the outballs that are going to be so important for West Ham here. And Martinez, your sense is going to have to put a shift in up front.
Yeah, and it's very compact centrally there from West Ham, and when London City are trying to obviously break through in those central spaces, when they win the ball back, it's then about what they do with it and maintaining possession.
Goodwin, always full of running.
I think you can see there that's probably the danger for West Ham when they do come up a little bit higher. The space that's then left in those sort of inner corridors or half spaces for the forwards from London City to run into, that's probably the concern for West Ham, not leaving those spaces too often to be exploited 1v1.
Started every single game so far this season, Isabel Goodwin, obviously a mainstay of the second-tier title-winning side from last campaign. In a way, you think place might be under threat with all the money that's come in and all the players that have been signed, but you know, she stood her ground, she's scoring goals, she's kept her place in the side. It's a decent-looking ball in. It just drops beyond Godfrey here, who manages to keep it in play. This is Georo. And Godfrey once again looking to take a swing at this. Just needed to wrap the left boot around that a little bit more.
And we're already seeing a trend in terms of London City in those wide areas, looking to try and deliver into the box and getting dangerous, getting into dangerous positions. And I think it's something that West Ham are going to have to be really mindful of, that, you know, London City do like to cross from wide areas and they've got the height in the box to cause problems.
Scored a really good goal pre-season, Freya Godfrey. And it was interesting to hear from Jocelyn Precieux ahead of the action saying, well, yeah, she has been injured, but we feel that she's ready to come in. She did come on as a substitute last game. Gory away. Moran again. Georo moving through the gears. Challenge from Endo, not quite good enough to nick possession away. Both of these two sides this season have been teams that haven't had the most possession in fixtures on average, but you sense that London City Lionesses will certainly boss the ball in this game. Sangare forwards. Fernandez keeps it in play. This is Godfrey to get the cross in. Flicked away by Endo. Got something on that, but it was another dangerous ball in from wide areas, as Tanya was talking about just a few moments ago. Weki. Gory lets the ball do the work and powers forward. She's got options left, right and through the centre here. Oh, maybe the wrong choice. Fernandez intercepts.
I think what London City are doing really, really well in their creation phase is both midfielders are actually dropping into the wide areas, and it's allowing the fullbacks to push higher, and that's getting them numbers in those wide areas and overloads in those wide areas.
Endo tracking back, Paris making life difficult for her, and that's going to be a throw-in.
And I think just on West Ham, when they do win the ball back, we've already spoken about it, but trying to be as effective as they can on the counter if actually they're going to sit that deep when they win the ball back. Can they look to break early? They had good numbers on that occasion, but Gorry just couldn't find the pass.
What page of the playbook are we going to next? His side have started positively. Here is Grace Gioro. And now Fernandez. Here is Godwin. Say and Martinez looking to trigger the press here. Martinez is quick. Chases it down. But it's a bit of a thankless task when not everyone joins in. You need more than a 1 or 2 player press. Some neat interchange as well here from London City Lionesses once again. Nearly spins through towards Goodwin. Slani.
It does seem like London City are aware of the numbers in that central space, so when they do play centrally, they are trying to play off one touch and get little combinations and sort of narrow West Ham off to then maybe go into the wide areas. But some really good combinations there, but just gave the ball away at the last moment. And again, West Ham now need to try and maintain a little bit of possession and get some control in this game.
Ueki for Endo. Bundled off the ball a little bit there, Morgan. Sangare. Linari. Bit of over-exuberance from Martinez.
Used all her experience there. I think sort of ran herself into a little bit of a corner and drew the foul. Nice little reset and go again.
Limping out of that one a little bit, but we know what a quality performer she is. She knew the challenge was coming, but still would have hurt a little bit. Martinez, interesting to see how she gets on this season. She probably thought, well, WSL is easy after coming in January. 10 in 12, 4 against Crystal Palace. What's all the fuss about? But maybe a bit of a reality check this season.
And there's a really strong correlation, isn't there, between when she's obviously scoring goals and playing well and West Ham's success as a team as well. And you know, I don't think she's quite found her form just yet this season, and it's a positive for West Ham in the sense that when she does find some form, because good players do come back into form even when they're struggling a little bit, that you know their tide may turn as well in terms of goals scored. So the higher up she can get up the pitch and the more service she can get, the quicker that should happen. But yeah, at the moment she's struggling a little bit.
Gorry anticipates well and comes forward. Can she get lucky here? That's a little unfortunate because she did an awful lot right there. She just needed a little luck to try and find a teammate, but that's Gorry at a combative best and a game management best. She spotted the danger.
Jumped really, really well there, stepped on, really front-footed, won the ball back. And again, if they can get some quality in those moments, West Ham, they had good numbers forward again. I think the more numbers London City can commit forward in their build, they're going to get opportunities like this one.
Ueki to size up the shot potentially. Might break for Martinez here. It's going to spin away from a corner. First time we've seen West Ham get bodies forward, and they'll gain a bit of confidence from that potentially.
Yeah, really positive again from West Ham there, anticipating front-footed in that sort of front press, and they're just a little bit more quality in the final third, just to give themselves some reward for effort there.
West Ham with a corner, taken short. Momentum just lost a little bit, and now possession's been lost. Morgan up against Aslani, and Aslani does well, tries to turn it round the corner, helped out by Sate.
West Ham will be disappointed they weren't able to deliver something into the box there or work something short, because it was a great opportunity to put London City under some pressure.
Yeah, Tisiak Zadorski had made their way forward. They won't be best pleased, I would have thought.
Nothing worse as a centre-half when you go all the way up for a corner and then it doesn't get delivered, you've got to go all the way back.
Godfrey on the move. Denton Nicks the ball back, needs a little bit of help. Zadorsky will clear. It did spin up off London City Lionesses' boot.
It's a great individual battle there, Denton and Godfrey out on that right-hand side, and we'll see how that eventuates across the game, but Denton doing well so far.
Yeah, 2 England under-23 internationals going head-to-head. Denton we've seen play right back as well as left back for the second consecutive game. Here's Martinez looking to use her pace. Morgan is free if required. It's still Martinez. It's neat movement as well towards Ueki. Imoran. Again, we're just seeing the odd moment here from West Ham. Rianskin has spoken about that. West Ham do get themselves in some good areas, just haven't taken advantage of those passages of play just yet throughout this season. It is played 5, unfortunately. Lost 5 so far in the WSL. Paris against Endo. Imran will get to the byline and get the cross in.
And I think that's the worry for West Ham, is when they commit numbers forward, they then leave themselves exposed at the back in 1v1 areas, and it's not necessarily the you know, the comfortable way they want to be defending here, getting drawn out 1v1 in the wide areas and then having to box defend after obviously being in their own attacking half.
Corner, maybe something a little more orthodox here from London City Lionesses, or maybe not. It's short for Paris. Slani to deliver. That is good delivery as well. Well, it ricochets through. It hits a player or 3. It goes behind for a goal kick and no more, but that could have easily been a different outcome.
It's a great delivery into a really dangerous area there, and the keeper comes but doesn't actually get contact, I don't think. So really, really difficult one to defend, but did well there, West Ham. Got bodies behind the ball and numbers where they needed to.
Really good delivery. West Ham escape for now. Shimmick to go long. Sangare. This is Fernandez, who was signed from Barcelona, of course, one of the umpteen players that came in the summer, much decorated with Barcelona. Guy to arrow it forward, but that's picked off by Denton. Saint on that left-hand side is challenged by Aslani.
And there's a lot of space in the central areas if West Ham can win the ball back in those situations, because you've got Gilroy coming out into the wide areas and Kumagai on the other side. So when they win the ball back, there's no central cover in front of the back 4.
Can see how much control London City Lionesses have got of the game so far. Bulk of the attacking play in advanced areas has been produced by the hosts, and here they come again. Imoran gets her head up. Goodwin. Zaduski has followed Goodwin all the way inside the London City Lioness half and has to race back to defensive position now, but she's got time to do so. Linari. Yeah, referee thought about it and then does give it. It was another late challenge. Gori, the perpetrator. Linari's down again.
It's the rotations from London City that are, I think, causing West Ham a little bit of problems about who's pressing, because with the deeper midfielders coming into the wide spaces for London City, you've got then Nikita Paris coming inside and the fullback going higher, and I think West Ham are just a little bit unsure about who should be jumping to press the ball carrier with those rotations.
One for Paris to battle. Tissiak will nod away. London City Lionesses have a throw. Approaching 20 minutes here. And London City Lionesses have been the more ambitious side, but we've seen glimpses from West Ham. Moran on the side is Carrales is only on the bench. Almost, it doesn't keep her out of the squad, but unfortunately meant that she couldn't start today. Here is Godfrey, who's shoved to the ground. Say he scored a couple of goals in the League Cup success over London City Lionesses for West Ham last season, but this is a very different team she faces today.
Really positive movement there from Godfrey, getting on the ball and cutting inside and trying to open the pitch up and drawing a free kick now and looking for a good delivery.
A handful of appearances for Arsenal before moving to London City Lionesses. Was on loan last season. Sloney again with the delivery. And that's well claimed by Shemek. Asking a lot of Gori, but she will get there. Moran was fairly deep and flag stayed down, rightly so. Momentum of the move forward has just been lost a little, but West Ham still have possession here. Long for Martinez. Sangare with a header, working underneath it. Drops down before Fernandez can clear. Denton has it now. Comfortable in possession. Say to turn, thinking about the shot. Good hit! Oh! Well, it kisses the outside of the post. That was a spectacular effort from Asai and denied by the frame of the goal.
It's exactly where you wanted to be picking the ball up, in those spaces. Her long-range shooting is a real feature of her game, and so unlucky there, hitting the upright. But yeah, you want her picking the ball up in those spaces and taking that responsibility on, because she's not far off there.
She's a dynamic player with the ball at her feet. She likes to run with it, but she's got a terrific shot as well. She scored against Brighton in the league defeat this season. We mentioned her goal-scoring record against London City Lionesses, 2 in that 4-1 League Cup success back in November of last year. She also scored in a 2-2 League Cup draw back in November of 2022. Penalty shootout win for the extra point that day for the Hammers. And she's got that in her locker, that's for sure.
It's a little warning shot, I think, for London City when they're playing in those deeper spaces or they're giving the ball away in those areas that, you know, they've got some quality in and around the edge of that box there, West Ham, so they don't want to be giving away too many opportunities like that.
Sloney, Kumbagai, Paris back to goal, does well, but Endo sticks to a task and helps win it back. Martinez, difficult take, referee allows that to continue. Kumagai's forward, Martinez looking for Oweki and still going, oh, just a bit too much on that, but neat ball forward nonetheless.
Really nice play from West Ham there. It looks like that same pattern that London City are looking to play in their sort of creation phase, and West Ham are starting to work out now who's actually pressing who and winning the ball back, and the transition moments just, again, lacking that last little bit of quality.
Denton has to play it back. Zadorski came at an awkward height, spins away from the defender, throw in London City. Coach looks on. His side on the attack again, but maybe not as straightforward as we first thought it was going to be. Opening 5-6 minutes, there was a lot of domination from the home side, but West Ham are finding a little bit of rhythm when they do manage to get some of the ball. London City Lionesses, who of course were beaten by Arsenal match day 1, took the lead in that game, then lost heavily to Manchester United before finding a way against Everton, a 2-1 success. Shot that's always curling away from goal. You can see that Shemek didn't really have too much to worry about. Paris grimaces, knows that she's a little bit better than that.
Paris is coming inside a lot more often than sort of probably the first 10 or 15 minutes. So interesting one there for her. A bit of discussion on the West Ham bench here. I think that obviously London City Lionesses favourites going into this one, but I want to say that Ryan Skinner will be about pleased, but
may be content. Obviously, the scoreline 0-0. Other sides have had the ball in some good areas. She'll want a bit more from her players, but, you know, it's not the worst start.
No, we said that they had to stay in the game, didn't we, and start well, and they've done that. They've given themselves a platform.
Aslani again to deliver. Paris's header, she does that so well coming across the defender. It's a difficult opportunity.
And that's the advantage of Paris being a little bit more central when the ball isn't coming down that left-hand side, because she is almost a second striker then in the box for a delivery from the right-hand side. So again, London City looking to deliver from those wide areas and get some good quality in the box as well in terms of good numbers.
The delivery from Aslani from open play and from set pieces has been good. It comes once again, flicked towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Gorry look to play it down the line. Godfrey is in the way, gets out of the way and maybe caught there from Godfrey. The ball does come towards the 6-yard box, but I think the referee's right to stop it and probably right for the yellow card here.
Yeah, look, I think Gorry's had maybe 2 or 3 challenges where, you know, she's given away free kicks. So don't know if that one is just a straight yellow for the actual challenge or whether it's an accumulation of.
Gorry booked. You're never going to take the odd yellow card out of Gorry's play. I think it's
definitely a feature. It's a feature. She's used to it. 26 minutes on a yellow, no problem.
In comes the free kick towards the back post. Ueki away. Yeah, she can manage a game pretty well from these situations. She has found herself in them a fair amount of time, as Tanya has alluded to. Here is Aslani. Gioro takes the shot on, but it's a bit of a daisy cutter and it's easily cleared. Sangari strong. Imran.
I think going back to West Ham, I think at the end of the day, you know, they're still in the game away from home now. We spoke about making sure that they started well and kept themselves in the game. They've done that. They've had some good opportunities themselves, and I think from their perspective, they'll want a bit more quality on the ball when they're in control possession, but their transition moments are actually causing a few problems as well when they get it right.
Challenge from Denton on Godfrey. Sangari keeps it in play, but West Ham win it back, and Martinez is on the move, and Morgan is calling for it. Martinez still has it, tries to take on a London City Lionesses player too many, and Fernandez comfortably just picks the pocket of the striker and wins it back. Zadorski with a challenge. Come interception. Kamagai. First time that West Ham have gone pointless through the first 5 games of a WSL season. Lenari. Paris will chase. Endo across to just shepherd that one out of play.
West Ham will be quite happy with that. You can hear in the background Zadorski sort of managing the line, the back line, in terms of where she wants them set up. So comfortably dealing with the longer balls and making sure that they're tracking their runners. Wonder if he's listening to some good music.
What is he listening to? Maybe getting a different handle from a coach and analyst, maybe?
I'd hope so. It's not listening to a podcast.
Match that so far. The metrics suggest that London City Lionesses have had the bulk of possession. 3 shots to West Ham's 2, though. Spot ahead tennis between the sides. Gioro brings it down. slips Sei strong. Zadorski making herself available. Back to Shemik. Martinez for Sei. Godfrey spots it. Fernandez lets it run back. Sangari will pick it up.
I think West Ham have grown into the game here in terms of these phases of the match here, where London City have got control possession just on the edge of their kind of creation phase. West Ham seem to have got their organisation right, and this is another good example where they've now got the ball back, and now it's about what they do with it and the patterns with the ball, and I think that's probably where they've struggled the most in this opening 30 minutes.
Tisiak for Endo. Paris closes in. Morgan takes over, cleverly back for Endo, swivels away from the challenge, and the ball for Gori's run. Well, the idea was good, the execution was just a little off.
Yeah, again, it's that final pass, isn't it, into the attacking third. That's the idea is right, it's just the execution of it, and a really good run from Gori there from deep, but just couldn't be found with the pass.
West Ham have won their last 3 against newly promoted sides, but London City Lionesses are a newly promoted side in name only, really. Good win to control and step back, looking for the run of Paris here. Oh, that's good, strong play from Siren to just use her strength and her body to prevent Paris from getting in.
It's fantastic defending, really, really good defending, tracking that runner from deep and trying to watch the ball out, and obviously drawing the free kick as well. So really good play from West Ham all round there.
Good season last season from Una Siren, who was signed from Lillestrøm the previous summer. Finn, who played at the European Championships. Out the group stages, Finland. Siren. Martinez. Fernandez claiming the throw, but it's a West Ham call. And that particular duel continues, although that was a saying fact, wasn't it? Fernandez is, I think, maybe a little aggrieved that she didn't get the throw in a few moments ago. Still probably talking about it.
Yeah, two decisions she feels probably haven't gone her way, and I can see what she's trying to say there in terms of, you know, the shirt being pulled. Very, very clever play from West Ham there to try and draw the free kick.
A lot of experience, as we mentioned earlier, with Barcelona, still just 23 and a Spanish international. Sei to deliver, flicked on. Zadorski, although hunting the final touch, unable to get there. Easy for Ellen Lete.
I think one of the key points for players coming in from other leagues into the WSL is the competitiveness of it, and every single game, you know, is teams are taking points off each other, and it's you know, there's no easy games in the WSL 1 or WSL 2 now, so that consistent ability to have to perform week in, week out is probably something that might take a little bit of time for some of the players coming from other European leagues.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that for sure this season, maybe more than any other. I know Chelsea obviously have been so good for however many years now, but drawing with Manchester United last time out, spread of points between the top 4 is just a couple, and those in behind are sort of close up. There isn't the disparity that we see in other leagues, and sort of levelling that at French football maybe more than anything else, with Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain generally head and shoulders. I know Paris FC have come on a little bit, and Paris Saint-Germain, of course, have lost players, a considerable amount of players over the course of the summer. But there is quality in every single squad in the Women's Super League. Gioro. Free battled by Denton. West Ham get a little lucky. Safe tries to find Martinez.
Again, Denton doing really, really well in those 1v1 situations and coming away with possession. That'll be something that really pleases Rianne Skinner.
Ueki wins the aerial duel. Play continues. Martinez spackles. Well, it did continue for a split second. Ueki saying, come on. That was all fair. Linari's been in the wars in the opening 35 minutes here.
Again, using all her experience there to draw a free kick and get a reset for London City. Maybe caught just with a shoulder or an arm there on the follow-through.
Marianne Skinner complains, not happy, shake of the head.
Very polite.
Imran. A little off balance and a bouncing ball. It was a little difficult to try and curl that one back inside the 6-yard box. It was a good run initially. And 10 minutes, just less until half-time. West Ham holding London City Lionesses at the moment. Season that could have been different for West Ham. They were beaten by Spurs match day 1. They fell to a very late penalty in that game. Beth England beaten easy by Arsenal and Brighton after that. Lost to Villa last time out. Prior to that, Chelsea had a player sent off. Of course, Bellamou still out suspended. Denton. Ueki looking to show her pace, gets there first. Denton again. This is Gori, can she pull the trigger? Good hit, blocked, corner.
Really good play from West Ham there, and again, pickpocketing and looking to get into those areas in and around the edge of the London City box, and Gori scored some great goals from this sort of range, so no surprise that she's pulling the trigger there.
3 in the top flight last season for the combative West Ham midfielder. Say to deliver the corner then for West Ham. Flat trajectory, flicked back by Ueki. Tisiak for Zadorski, if she can keep it in. No. By and large, I think the deliveries from set pieces have been good from both teams. Just haven't had the luck. Ball hasn't bounced for either West Ham on that occasion. London City Lionesses previously to force home.
Be really interesting to see which one of the two managers is more happy and more pleased with their side's first half performance when they go in at half time.
I mean, we tend to say probably Marianne Skinner, but that's because we frame this game as, you know, one that London City Lionesses should be winning, and that's because of the investment, of course, that we've seen over the course of the summer. There is expectation, but it sometimes leads to one or two disjointed displays from new teams with so many new players.
And I think for all London City's possession that they've had, maybe not as many clear-cut chances possibly as a group that they would like for all of the possession that they've had. So I think West Ham have probably had more dangerous opportunities in the transition moments, whereas London City's had obviously a lot more possession. But what they're doing with that is getting harder and harder in terms of West Ham have seemed to have figured out their press and who's picking up with the rotations.
Nikita Paris. Godfrey, yeah, you're right, because London City Lionesses' early exchanges were certainly seeing good moments left and right flank, and they do here though. Fernandez, Paris, Imran.
And a lot of their width on the left-hand side is coming through Imran, because Nikita Paris is obviously coming inside so much. So once they go down the right-hand side, they seem to have a fair bit of width, London City. But when they come out the left-hand side, it's the fullback that's providing the width because of the rotations centrally.
Maybe he's listening to you.
I hope not. he'll have his eyes in the sky to, talking to him about what changes or what tweaks need to be happening, I've no doubt.
Yeah, we expect some in the second half for sure. It depends on the final 5 of this first, of course. Ghioro for Aslani. Deep across this time around. And it's flicked towards goal. It was a difficult opportunity. Not for Kumagai. She couldn't keep it down, but it would have been an acrobatic effort. It would have found the back of the net, not quite.
It just didn't drop quickly enough, did it? I think she was trying to get over the top of the ball here and make sure she hit the target, but it just didn't drop low enough quickly enough. And obviously a bit of pressure from West Ham there as well, just trying to obviously put her off.
It's got anticipation though. She sees where the ball might go. She makes a move as soon as it comes towards the goal. Difficult chance. Morgan showing pace and a bit of devilment in the boots here. This is Gori. Martinez. Mate manages to collect. The sign has gone down, suggesting she was shoved. Didn't really see too much in that. Aslani needs a bit of help. Cavalry is beginning to arrive. This is Godfrey to take it on. Just gets underneath it a little bit.
End-to-end stuff there. I think Martinez picks it up into the right-hand channel for West Ham, and while she's obviously looking to deliver the ball into the box, it's probably not necessarily the area that you want her getting the ball. You want her to be in and around that 18-yard box, finishing those chances as opposed to delivering them.
Half-hearted appeals for a penalty. Don't think there was too much in that. Aslani. Imran.
See Ghioro just drifting out into that wide left channel that Paris has left, trying to exploit and overload in those areas. It's certainly something that London City are looking to try and exploit from West Ham point of view.
Goodwin. Flag was up there. Paris made a bolt towards the byline. Yeah, still finding their way and still trying to work out how your teammates perform and play, the positions they take up. It is a new team. I mean, it might be a little akin to a national team. Tanya, is it?
Yeah, I think it's trying to build those connections, isn't it? And do it very, very quickly and, you know, make sure that you're executing what it is that the coaching staff are asking of you. And it doesn't happen overnight, you know, when you've got so many new players in.
Martinez spins away from Lenari, but not from Sangare, who comes across the belt that one to safety.
I think you're right, that the longer this London City side works together later on in the season, we'll probably start to see the best of them.
Ghioro, certainly a player we expect an awful lot from, moving through the gears here. Aslani, and still it's opened up nicely for her. Started it out much too far to her right as she would have watched it, never threatening the goal.
I'm pretty sure that situation will not please Rianne Skinner, just as that was eventuating, looking at the numbers that London City were getting forward in that transition. I think West Ham had 2 defenders back, and everyone else was trying to track back, and they were on the wrong side. So that certainly won't please her in terms of making sure that they are shutting the door when they've got the ball and the balance they've got behind the ball.
Yeah, maybe just lost a little bit of discipline, because they've been generally good, as you pointed out earlier in this half, but you can get a little overconfident, start to lose where you should be on the pitch.
They always say it's always when you're in possession that, you know, the opposition can probably be the most dangerous, and it's about making sure you've got, you know, your balance behind the ball right for those types of situations so you can deal with them effectively.
Godfrey. Head up, looking for a teammate. Paris makes herself available once again, coming in field. But there's no outball to Imran this time around. Ueki, Martinez. 45 just about up. Might get a couple of minutes of added on time here.
The fourth official has
given the odd stoppage that we've had. 2 minutes to add on. Endo. Morgan against Imran. First time we've really seen her run at the defender on the outside on this right-hand side. She wins a corner.
And that's where you want Morgan, which means that Martinez is more central in the 18-yard box. In those 1v1 situations, driving at defenders and trying to use her pace and her power, and got the corner there. So really, really good opportunity now for West Ham if they can get the delivery and the timing right.
It might be the last chance for West Ham to break the deadlock with half-time looming. Say to deliver. Martinez's header is comfortably cleared by Linari. And the cross kept in play by Asay. Endo wants it right-hand side, but still plenty forward from the previous corner. Is one of them towards Ueki. So a big half-time team talk for both coaches. Maybe Jocelyn Precheur has got more to worry about. I hate to say that teams would take a point in games such as this, but given West Ham's status at the foot of the table, maybe they would.
I think they'd prefer a point to none. For sure. Look, Rhian Skinner will be wanting all three, there's no doubt about that. And I think she'll probably be the happier of the two, if I'm honest, in terms of going in this position at half-time.
Defence is on top then here. West Ham maybe better than we thought that they were going to be. A low block initially, but showed a little bit of ambition as the half wore on. London City Lionesses have had half chances, quarter chances, but Rhian Skinner will be perhaps the happier of the two coaches as they head towards the dressing rooms here to speak to their players. Half-time then here at the Copper Community Stadium. It is London City Lionesses 0, West Ham United 0. London City Lionesses looking to go back-to-back wins after that Liverpool success last time. Underway for the second half then here. London City Lionesses 0, West Ham 0. You're with Dan Roebuck and Tanya Oxtoby. Do we think, Tanya, we're going to see anything different from either side in this second period?
I would expect London City to assert themselves again and try and wrestle some control with the ball, because I think they weren't probably as effective in that latter stages of the first half.
Let's see if they can affect play here. Kuyora did well with the press, but it spins all the way back towards Shemek.
And I think they will want better ball movement, quicker ball movement to try and shift West Ham, because I think West Ham got quite comfortable there in terms of their defensive structure and were able to then transition. So it'll be interesting to see this first 5 or 10 minutes how that sort of plays out.
Endo pushes it forward well. Morgan on the move. Ueki denied. Nanari does well, and suddenly Paris is on the move. All this play inside the London City Lionesses half, though, and I'm sure that Jocelyn Precheur will want to see more combinations higher up the pitch. Sangare. Lete. Third WSL home game of the season for London City Lionesses after that win over Liverpool, their heavy defeat at the hands of Manchester United. They've won 7 of 10 last season in the second tier, just the one defeat. Their only reverse coming at the hands of Birmingham, and they did score in every single game last season. at home, as they have so far this. Sangare goes long. Godfrey on the move. Bounces all the way through for Shemek.
I think one of the things that West Ham, and I think they were doing it towards the latter stages of the first half as well, is when they're pressing higher, they're pressing with a front three now, so it almost looks like a 3-2-5 from West Ham, and I think that's forcing London City to play passes and balls that maybe they don't want to play because they don't have as much controlled possession or as much time as they would like. So a little tactical tweak there from West Ham just to try and get a little bit more pressure on the ball higher up.
Linari Waite, such a driving force to that really good Italian performance at the Euros. Lucky in many ways not to beat England, if we're honest about it. Weki. Back to goal. Linari jockeys and Paris spots the loose ball. And then Endo goes down. All a bit awkward on that far side.
No one's really got a foothold in the second half just yet. It's still a little bit of a wrestling match.
Yeah, there was that early momentum for London City Lionesses. You thought they were going to dominate the ball, but it's been a bit of a scrappy contest since then. Fernandez toe pokes it towards Godfrey. Denton, and the ball comes off Zadorsky. Is that a corner? And a goal kick. They've been a little lucky in certain aspects this season. Rian Skinner, ahead of the game, talked about that they've had passages of play where they've been okay. Their expected goals numbers, 5.3 ahead of this game. They've only scored 2, so any regression would be upwards. Here is Grace Gayoro. And they've conceded 16 from an expected goals against of 10.2, so bare numbers don't really tell the full story. Been unlucky not to score more. Unlucky to concede as many as they have done. So a bit of a rebase maybe here today. Say thumps to safety. He controls and then delicately plays it. Imran. Aslani. And there was a cross. Imran again. Paris backpedaling inside the penalty area. Good take from Aslani. Was she offside? Yes.
I think London City look a little bit better when they do use the width in the down that left-hand side and try and draw West Ham out into those wider channels. And whether they work the ball back in or they deliver across from those areas, I think that's where they've had a little bit more success. But probably haven't got in those areas enough.
Sangari threads it through. Linari, time to move forwards. Paris to control against Endo, who sticks to a task well and wins it back. Paris ends up on the turf. Endo, space to move into here. Who can she pick out? Clever for Martinez. Ueki's on the move. Asay wants it as well. Everything to Martinez is right. Still has it. Maybe just dallied in possession a little too long. Goodwin. Zadorsky having none of that. Gori. Nowhere to go.
Really well defended from Zadorsky there. Didn't allow Goodwin time to turn or link play up, and obviously force London City further and further back.
Sangare against Asay. Kamagai loses out to Ueki for Asay. Can she get there first? Oh, she's unlucky, because it's a nice idea as well to play it back towards her.
And it's that front press again from West Ham with numbers higher up the pitch that's causing London City all the problems. They haven't quite worked out how to unlock that front press yet and where the spare player is.
Siren this time to intercept. Ueki, who's battled away really well for me. Goyo's not really stamped her authority on the game. Are we going to see a change here?
Substitution for West
Serena
Ham
Pupil coming on.
Coming off, Fia Morgan.
And Fia Morgan coming off. I thought she was excellent against Villa on the left-hand side last weekend. She's not really had the same sort of impact on the right today. 1 or 2 runs in the first half, but obviously this is something that Rianne Skinner was looking at and say, right, well, if it doesn't change in the opening 6 or 7 minutes, I'm gonna swap you out. That's what she's done.
Yeah, it's a positive move from Rianne Skinner, I think. You know, she obviously feels like they've got the defensive structure right. Now, what can they do to cause London City some problems with the ball? And fresh legs, fresh ideas coming onto the pitch, and plenty of time to make an impact on the game.
Scored that equalising goal in midweek. Pupil is on. Goal last season in the WSL against Palace in a 5-2 home win back in December. Scored in the League Cup after that. It's an awkward bounce. Well, London City Lionesses, to a player, was suggesting there was some sort of handball there as the ball came in. Just a goal kick, is it?
Yeah, just took a little deflection on the way through, and yeah, Say getting first contact on that, but unable to steer it towards goal, unfortunately. But much better from West Ham. Numbers higher up the pitch, getting good pressure on the ball, creating good opportunities for themselves with their press. And sometimes when you're not in form scoring goals, that's a way to get back into some goal-scoring positions when you're struggling to create those opportunities from open play for yourself. Trying to give yourself an opportunity from your own pressing situations and transition moments is a way to build some confidence.
Fernandez, she quick enough to get there, not quite. Zadorski does brilliantly. It's just to throw it. Kicks up off the corner flag.
She's been outstanding for West Ham today. Zadorski, I think her leadership, her communication, her 1v1 battle so far, she's done it all.
Well, the defending required here, potentially. It was Goodwin in a good position. Imran, Pure is across. Clever play, good footwork as well. What about the ball inside the box? It skims off a boot, finds Ueki. Fernandez slides in, so does Kumagai. No quarter asked, and given at the minute. Aslani. Palms out. Want some movement in front of her. London City Lionesses is opportunity to get players in good areas, maybe. Sangari joining in. Kumagai. Aslani. Imran. Got a look along the line.
It's really disappointing from London City there in terms of quite slow and patient build-up play, so loads of opportunity to make sure that they're you know, not straying into an offside position, and yeah, just really frustrating to break that attack down by giving away possession now back to West Ham.
Godfrey off, and Lucia Corrales is coming on. We were told ahead of the game that Corrales just suffered a little bit of illness. Okay for the matchday squad, okay for the full 90, and obviously Freya Godfrey just coming back from injury. Was never going to play the full 90, I suspect. Where will Corrales play? Again, another play that we've seen feature left and right this season. West Ham win it back. Siren. Asseyi gets it out from underneath the feet well. Endo for Martinez, 3 inside the penalty area in West Ham colours. Martinez does get the crossing, no, not quite, takes the deflection corner.
Really good pressing again from West Ham, not allowing London City to get out easily, and good numbers. And I think the advantage of the shape that they've got now with the press is even when they win the ball back, they've got 3 high already, and they're in really, really good positions to get at the back 4 from London City.
Asay to take the corner. Flat trajectory again towards Ueki. It's cleared away. Goodwin with a good defensive nod to relative safety. Endo's going to drill it back in, though. Good claim. Lete rolls out promisingly. And Slani scampers across, but Denton just flicks it away from the home team's number 9.
Denton's another one that's had a really good game for West Ham. Those 1v1 battles really held her own, and I think that'll be something that'll be really pleasing for Rianne Skinner in terms of the defensive structure so far.
Fernandez to take it on. Denton needs to get back, and he's strong again, right on cue. Asay. Corrales jockeys. Asay flicks it forward, only gives it to Guioro. Fernandez can keep it in play, but she gives it back to West Ham, and Asay somehow managed to get themselves out of a tight area. Gori. Good first touch and second if Endo can get there, not quite. Fine margins, isn't it, an awful lot of the time with these balls that are going forward from West Ham players. There's good movement, good first touches, and then the last ball through towards the attacking third is just a little bit too short or too long. Corrales, Denton shoulder to shoulder. It is a battle out there at the moment. And that's an awkward bubble for Asay to deal with. Minari, first touch is good. Mendes for Aslani. Good when he's calling for it. Won't get it. Sinan this time makes the interception. They're working hard, aren't they, West Ham defenders and midfielders?
Really good positioning. Good 1v1 duels. It's now just about that little bit of quality, I think, when they win it back. And there's certainly spaces there to go and hurt London City, but it's about the retention and picking the right option at the right time to make sure that they're able to get higher up the pitch and release some of that pressure.
Goodwin to turn Zadorsky to belt to safety. And you do sense as well, the longer that the game goes on, West Ham looking to just keep hold of what they've got, which is just a point at the moment, but the defenders working hard for each other. There's a lot of encouragement, a lot of chat with Denton and Zadorsky and co. But there's still some hard yards to put in to make sure of a positive result in terms of points gained.
And I think West Ham have started this second half better. They've been the better side so far, so it's now making sure that they make that count.
In comes the delivery, low, cleared to the edge of the box, not completely away though. One racing in to get on the end of it. Imran, clever for Aslani to deliver again. That's the better ball in. Sangari to turn on, then she slips unfortunately. Asay.
So unfortunate to get into those positions and then, yeah, your footing gives way. Sometimes when it's not your day, it's not your day.
Back to the day job of defending. Sangare finds Lenare. Imonan. Kumagai. Nikita Paris takes it high in her chest. We're inevitably there. Oh, really good touch from Oeki. Martinez wants it. Asay is arriving. Oeki still has it. Curl to the edge of the area. Pupil to take a touch and curl towards goal. Cleared away. Good defensive work from Fernandez because she had her arms behind her back. Knew that she was in trouble if it had struck a hand. Oeki again. And this time the challenge from Imrani's good over on that left-hand side. It's a corner. Good passage of play this for West Ham.
And they're having a lot of success down their right-hand side, West Ham, when they win the ball back. So that'll definitely be something that London City will want to look at, because that's probably 4 or 5 times now in the second half that they've come down that right-hand side. And this is excellent defending. Arms behind the back, no chance of being given for a handball, but protecting the goal. And you've got to do your job in those situations. She did it really, really well.
Keeper was beaten as well, no doubt about that. Saving a certain goal there. Fernandez on the goal line. Still just a bit of pressure maybe for the first time from West Ham here. Number of attacks. What will they lead to? Asai with the responsibility with the corner once again. Driven into the near post. Zadorski's header, still not away. And it's Kumagai that will clear. Martinez had the second attempt. And West Ham are getting closer here. Free kick.
And I think these are the moments that Rianne Skinner was referring to pre-game, about when they've had good periods in the previous matches, they haven't made it count. This is the moment now where they need to make sure that they are causing some problems, and that's an excellent header from Zadorsky. And again, great defending, you know, stopping a certain goal there. So it's one of those things now for West Ham that they really need to make sure that they are taking their ascendancy and putting the ball in the back of the net to give themselves an opportunity to win this game.
Goal line clearances ×3. Nanani and Kumagai, the latest duo. Asai again to deliver. West Ham pressing here, taken down. Sidan tries to nudge it towards goal. Sangare will clear. Denton. London City Lionesses rocking a little bit here. West Ham turning the screw. Then comes the delivery from Denton. It'll fall towards Martinez. Well, it was a tight angle. And it was a relatively straightforward save by Hélène Leite, but it needed to be saved.
Excellent delivery to the back post here. Really difficult one for London City to deal with. Keeper comes out, makes herself big, and another opportunity for West Ham now. They need really good delivery from this set piece.
Getting herself in some good positions. Everyone cleared off the line previously. Asai to deliver again, this time from the left flank. Right-footed near post. Really good delivery. And again, it's Lenare who's there. West Ham will have to recycle. Well, no doubt, Rianne Skinner's side on top here. Zadorsky. Taken down by Ueki. Can she get to the second ball? Not quite. Still has a chance. Still has a chance. Sangare away.
What a fantastic ball from Zadorsky there to pick out Ueki, and just that first touch, just a little bit big, and you've got to give credit to the defenders there to be able to arrive and get contact on that. And I think it's Lunari again with all her expertise and experience there, making sure that she stops that attack in its tracks.
She never actually pulls the trigger, Ueki, but she causes all sorts of problems inside that London City Lionesses penalty area. Changes her foot here for the hosts.
London City coming off number 8,
Kumagai,
Kumagai.
the first to come off.
To be replaced by number 33. Make some noise for Alana Kennedy.
Alana Kennedy, who's had
coming off number 25.
injury issues, he's on.
To be replaced by number 15, Sammy Franzi.
And Sammy Franzi is on. There's been spare player on this left-hand side quite a number of occasions to be replaced. Kumagai as well. So another Kennedy signed from Angel City just prior to the season getting underway. See what she can do. As well, he's on. He did score in the League Cup win against Crystal Palace, signing from Real Sociedad. Finn to join the fray. So we approach the final quarter of this fixture. Still no goals, but West Ham arguably the better side since the restart. Looks like Corrales is going to play over on that left-hand side now. Imran has gone off. Oh, and a mistake here! And Aslani takes full advantage. Well, just when we were suggesting West Ham were on top, that is awful goalkeeping. Loss of concentration. And Aslani steals in to score from close range. Well, West Ham look the most likely to break the deadlock here at Hayes Lane. However, it's London City Lionesses that lead by a goal to nil. And Aslani takes full advantage of the slip from Schmeichel.
How disappointing for West Ham. On top in the game, finally wrestled control back. And that is that's really, really disappointing from West Ham, to be honest, because Rianne Skinner will be sat there scratching her head at this because they've been on top, as I said, and that's when you're at the, when you're searching for your first points of the season, those types of errors just can't happen.
Shemek was looking up and she didn't realise that Aslani was racing towards her. Goalkeeping error has handed London City Lionesses a crucial advantage. As you've suggested, Tanya, when you haven't won, you haven't got a point, you played 5, lost 5. Those are the things that sort of happen, unfortunately. Always seems to be the case, and you've been the better side the last 10-15 minutes, arguably since the restart. But unfortunately, just a loss of concentration, lack of awareness. And Aslani steals in.
And it's what Rianne Skinner was talking about, before the game started, around trying to eliminate those individual errors or those small mistakes that creep in, and making sure at the other end that they put their opportunities away. It goes both ways. So, I think West Ham had some really, really good opportunities there to get themselves ahead in the game. They didn't take it, left the door open, and now London City are in the ascendancy.
Corrales. Good bounce, but Goodwin might be able to get in here, and she still powers on. It's purposeful, it's powerful. Can she profit from it? Not quite. Shemek makes the save. Still not completely away. Shot from Francie is blocked.
And that'll do Shemek the world of good. The opportunity to then come out and have a positive impact on the game after making the error.
It makes a really good stop just a few minutes after gifting the lead to London City Lionesses. It will restore a bit of confidence, but I suspect she still might be thinking about it. Francie's effort was blocked on the follow-up.
So difficult for goalkeepers, though, isn't it? Their mistakes are always highlighted, I think, a lot more, obviously, because of the position they play. But as I said, that save there will do her the world of good to build a little bit more confidence up after that error.
Oh, you know that she's still thinking about it, though. You know. Gotta get your game head back on, as she did to make the save, in fairness. And she's a good keeper. Aslani, credit Aslani as well. She maybe just daydreaming a little.
All her experience there, just tried to hurry her and really sort of force the error, and got a reward for effort. In no hurry now to take this take this corner and make sure that they're set up properly.
Double change in the offing for West Ham, incidentally. You see the corner first and foremost. Gary threw herself at that.
Substitution for the visitors coming off, number 9, Rico Ueki.
Well, Rico Ueki's coming off. She's done well in the second half. Manuela Pavi is on. It's the first alteration.
Second change for the visitors coming off from number 19, Shakira Martinez, to be replaced by number 27, Leila Wanderlair.
Replaced here by Leila Wanderlair, a young player that's certainly got a big future, just 19, and Pavi did score in the League Cup success over Charlton this season. Those are the alterations. We'll see if they have any effect for West Ham from a positive point of view.
There was definitely a note that came on with one of those substitutes as well, so be interesting to see if there's a shape change here from West Ham, trying to go for a result in these final minutes of the game.
Yeah, just 18 remaining now, plus added on time. From what looked like a possible West Ham victory, now looks like a probable 6th straight defeat. Still, football to be played. Grace Goyoro to come forward, looking for Goodwin. Gori. Free kick. Slowly wins it from Goodwin, who tries, Gori, who tries to win it back, but can't. This is Nikita Paris. Goodwin. So looking for a way through here. Fancy for Fernandez, but that's comfortable for Schmidt.
I have to say, the probably last 5 or 6 minutes, Aslani's really grabbed a hold of this game. Not just with the goal, but her calmness in possession, her counter-pressing to win the ball back. She's, when the game needed to be grabbed by the scruff of the neck, she's certainly done that.
Guerrero to deliver to the far post.
Really good area there for London City, but the delivery just not quite pulled back enough, looking to deliver into that back post area, but no runners in there for London City to get on the end.
Just sense as well that West Ham have lost a bit of rhythm. Obviously they've made changes, but after defending so well, they'll be frustrated by the way that they conceded. Got to try and re-engage, saying maybe through the middle here with Pavi in support. When you looks out, Centurion today, 100th WSL match managed, 50th for West Ham after 50 for Spurs. At the minute, it's going to end in defeat.
It's a real tactical battle going on as well. I think we mentioned earlier that West Ham were having a lot of joy down their right-hand side, London City's left-hand side, and you know they've made changes down that side, London City, to try and I suppose counteract that success. And now Rianne Skinner has made some changes as well, so there's a real tactical battle going on between the two coaches and the in-game changes that are going on, which is a credit to both managers, to be honest, trying to wrestle control of this game.
Big test for London City Lionesses next, of course, in the WSL with a trip to take on the champions Chelsea. And we're back here for a game against Spurs, then Villa away. I mean, one of games that potentially, with some pressure, we'll think are all winnable. Villa, Brighton and Leicester, and indeed Liverpool after that. Running into the new year at that stage, but if they can get over the line to make it 3 wins from their first 6 games in this season's competition, I think that'll go down. I know they spent a lot of money, but that'll go down as a success.
Yeah, it's. I know we talk a lot, obviously, about you know, how much they've spent on their squad, etc. But that doesn't guarantee points on the board, and to give yourself an opportunity where you've got some foundation to build from is really, really important with those wins.
Paris runs into Endo. And for West Ham, Manchester City away, their next assignment in the top flight. It's not the easiest of places to go. Leicester and Everton at home after that. They'll feel that maybe they can get something there, because if they don't, they're bang in trouble. This game not over yet, though. 13 minutes remaining, but it's just lost a little bit of its shape. And for all West Ham's good play and pressure and momentum that they built, that mistake and the goal that London City Lionesses have scored has taken a little bit of wind out of them.
And at the moment, it's Aslani that's the game changer, isn't it, in terms of her experience and, like I said, really sort of grasping a hold of the game and wrestling momentum back for London City when possibly West Ham were in the ascendancy. And that's what you get with a player of her experience.
Nicely done. Bungala's touch is positive. Gori's movement likewise. Say he's making the move. There were options further right and indeed back to the left-hand side. Not spotted or ignored.
I think this is probably the area where West Ham seemed to have lost a little bit more momentum. They were pressing with 3 high earlier on in the second half, and now it looks like they've dropped a little bit deeper and maybe not as aggressive with that front press anymore.
Paris coming forward, Francie right-hand side. Goodwin wants it, Nikita Paris still has it. Fancy back, Aslani chips forwards, Nikita Paris, tight angle, wants a corner, gets one.
Aslani again involved in that sort of final pass into the 18-yard box, getting up to support, a little bit of quality, finding Paris and earning another set piece for London City, which again she's not in a massive hurry to take.
Please show your appreciation for number 88, Grace Gioro.
Gioro to depart, still getting used to the Women's Super League for sure. Touches of the football.
Katie
Zellum has got lots of experience, as we know.
And makes the noise for captain number 9,
into the fray. And Aslani, the other player to come off at the minute, match winner. And Julia Rodar is the player to come on here. So late changes here for London City Lionesses. 10 minutes remaining. Aslani at the minute, the match winner.
Can certainly go off knowing she's done her job so far, and it's about London City seeing the game out now.
Two very experienced players to come on. One of them, Katie Zellum's going to take this corner. And she goes, spins towards the back post. Shamak with good claim. And this is header. Kennedy, Paris, battling with Tissiak. Falls for Rodar. Maybe that is the difference as well, the quality of the players that you're coming off the bench for London City Lionesses. And Katie Zellum and Julia Rodar both with an awful lot of experience in the game.
And West Ham are just looking a little bit, I don't know if it's tired or maybe the wind's knocked out of their sails a little bit, but maybe that midweek game as well taking a little bit of a toll in terms of the freshness of some of the players. But they certainly started the second half really, really well, but they've just dropped off a little bit since that goal now.
Corrales to drive forwards. Where are the options for her? Goodwin inside the penalty area. It's a little deeper. Taken down. Might have another go here. Francie, I think, maybe just took her eye off the ball as it ricocheted towards her. I say, while it is just one, West Ham will always have a bit of a puncher's chance to get something from the game.
They certainly won't count themselves out. They know that they've got the ability to push teams all the way. So whilst you say, as you said, whilst it's 1-0, they're still in with an opportunity here to get something out of this game.
Minari battling with Pupil. That one opportunity that was cleared off the line. Let's not forget, when it was 0-0, there was 3 goal line clearances. Admittedly, 2 of them were in the same attack, but even so, West Ham really pressing. That Fernandez block on the line from Pupil's effort. That stage at 0-0, if it goes in, very different game on our hands. Pavi. Here's Pupil to flick it forward. Gorry takes it and drives inside the penalty area, still going. Again, it's just that last touch, isn't it, that gets away from it.
Yeah, worked again down that right-hand side from West Ham and getting into good positions. But as you say, just that final little bit of quality in and around the box.
Just seemed to hit Denton, get away from Francie.
She's been excellent today, Denton, in the right place at the right time. Another example there where she's managed to take the sting out of anything from a London City point of view, and she's won her 1v1 battles today very consistently. Should be really, really pleased with her performance.
The Shields well got 2 West Ham players on it. Says one of them, wins it back. Ready to turn, London City Lionesses. He's getting back in defensive positions, though. Vandala. 2 to try and beat. Of course, he's curled in. Here is Denton. Vandala again against Fernandez. Shows too much of the ball. Denton takes it on. Vandala once more. It's all a bit scrappy. Oh, that's good determination, though, and strength. Seren. Can West Ham create something in the final 6 here, and more importantly, take it? Pavi battles. Lenari. Nikita Paris takes on the player too many. Referee in a good position, lets it go. Corrales. Minari again to thump it long. Going around the corner. Endo goes down. And it's been that type of game for the most part. It's not been a game that has seen free-flowing football and chances galore and lots of good opportunities for strikers. It's been a game where both teams have had to dig in and have to battle, had to show some grit and determination and industry, and by and large both teams have done that. And it was either going to be a moment of quality or a mistake that might turn it one way or the other, and at the minute it's that mistake from the keeper, Kingy Schmidt. Go to curl in. Fernandez with a bit of a shanked clearance, but it's over the crossbar rather than under it. Corner.
Should be breathing a sigh of relief, I think, on that one. Really awkward one as it came in, and as you say, it could have gone anywhere. It's obviously gone up and over, and they get the opportunity to reset and defend this corner now. But West Ham haven't given up. They're still pressing and still trying to find an equaliser.
I say to deliver the corner. Time running out. Delivered in, might fall for Gorry, not quite, hooked away. Fancies there, Rodacom continue the move forward for London City. This is Denton, ambitious, ultimately given away. Corrales. Kennedy. Moves gracefully away from a couple of would-be challengers. Paris drops the shoulder and wise to the move. And West Ham get the call. Gorey, Endo. Fernandez away. Sinan with a header. Nikita Paris takes it down. Say just slips, but prior to that, Paris was caught.
Using her experience again there, Nikita Paris, just to slow the game down a little bit, take the sting out of it, manage any momentum that might be swinging back towards West Ham, and give themselves an opportunity to reset again. And I think it's, whilst it probably has been a game where obviously there's been very limited clear-cut opportunities, I think you also have to highlight the fact that when it's been needed, London City have really put their body on the line and kept that clean sheet, and that at the end of the day will always give you an opportunity to get a result the other end. So you know, the moments where West Ham had a lot of momentum and were really pushing, they defended well and got bodies on the line and made sure they kept that clean sheet. So far, so good.
This is very true. You can always spin goal line clearances two different ways, but the fact that they had players there making sure that they were covering areas of the goal that potentially their keeper weren't, and they have done that to a player. They've been excellent. It is a work in progress. I think we're allowed to say that for a few more games, maybe even the whole season. At some stage more will be expected, but at the minute, if this is the third win of the WSL campaign for London City Lionesses, it'll be testament to the players and the coaching staff. Jocelyn Pressure was talking about the fans ahead of this game as well, saying that they were good right until the last minute in the win over Liverpool. And this is looking increasingly likely. It's going to be back-to-back top-flight wins for London City. This is going to be a free kick meanwhile. Zadorski, not over yet. Gorey to turn, and collected by Lionesses.
Again, Gorey picking the ball up in a dangerous position just outside the 18-yard box. She really likes a long-range strike, but didn't trouble the keeper too much on this occasion.
Looking good for a second clean sheet for Lionesses. Beyond the 90, how many minutes have added on time are we going to get? 4 is the answer. Paris.
Fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 4 additional minutes.
Zadorski. Denton. Moves purposely forwards here and still going. Asai. Fernandez once again. She's shoved off by Asai. It's going to be a free kick. But she takes up those good positions between player and ball to make it difficult. Well, we're into the 92nd minute here. It's looking increasingly likely that we've got a London City Lionesses win. And the Barclays player of the match, as you can see, is...
It's Aslani. I think I mentioned it earlier on that when the game was in the balance, she was able to wrestle control back, use all her experience, and obviously she's the match winner at this point. So that goal now is going to give, if it stays like this, London City obviously the 3 points and back-to-back wins.
Yeah, she was good on set pieces. She was taking all the corners. Delivery, by and large, had been excellent. But it's the key moment in the game. game that hasn't produced that many clear-cut chances. Defence has generally been on top. I guess if it had stayed 0-0, it might have been someone different, but I guess in a situation like that, what is the difference here between winning and drawing? Well, it's Aslani, isn't it?
It is, and there's been some outstanding performances today, no doubt about that, but at the end of the day, it's what gets you the 3 points, and I think it's not by luck that she's got herself in that position where she's obviously you know, pressed and won the ball back. That's experience and reading the situation, and yeah, at the moment she's the difference between the two sides.
And the City Lionesses press again and win another corner, finishing the match on a high. Zellum to take. Maybe not quite the 10 yards away, but play continues nonetheless. Carles, I think he was down, clutching the face.
Oh.
Bit of an elbow in the face, wasn't there? Always difficult to see slow motion how forceful it was, but certainly caught.
Yeah, it's an awkward one. I think got her right across the nose.
Yeah, that was. She's tough. No doubt there was contact. Fairness to her, she's not making too much of it, but from the replay we saw. Threaded through, should be cleared away by Lionesses. And 4 minutes of added on time, just about up. Last chance here for West Ham, maybe. Endo. He's going to allow another 30 seconds, maybe. Can West Ham do anything with it? Harvey goes down, play continues. Corrales to clear. And Skinner throws it back quickly, but it's not going to be a celebration of a century of matches on the sidelines. With a win from her charges, there's going to be another defeat. And that is the 90. Ian Skinner's side, unfortunately, fall to their 6th consecutive WSL defeat. Didn't have the look at all. They had good opportunities in the second half, but her side couldn't convert them. London City Lionesses were stoic at the back and then pinched the game late on. Jocelyn Procheur's side, courtesy of Aslani's goal after the mistake from Kingeschmek, who was caught ball watching, really. Aslani took full advantage. It was her feet to just nick the ball away from the West Ham keeper from close range. And Shemek lost a bit of concentration, and she was punished. And it's London City Lionesses that grab a 3rd WSL win of the season. Full time here, London City Lionesses 1, West Ham United 0. So the match winner, Ghazal Aslani, who has still got so much to offer. It's her 2nd goal of the season. And all the players that have come into the club, Stanley, of course, who came last season, 6 goals in the 2nd tier, but so much experience across major leagues, not just in Europe, but worldwide as well. And she's proved key for Jocelyn Procheur, who just embraces Ryan Skinner there. I do get the sense, just on West Ham first, Tanya, that, you know, wins are around the corner, but when you looks out, it's generally when you're at the foot of the standings.
It's such a tough one. It really is, because I thought the start of that second half, they were the better side, and as you said, at some point it's got to swing, but I'm also a massive believer that you create your own luck. So you know, that little bit of more clinicalness in the final third from West Ham will certainly go a long way if they can put some of those opportunities away, and they have to start keeping a clean sheet, and if they do that, they give themselves a bit more of an opportunity to pick up points.
Snuffer just getting his team together here, getting his coaching staff as well. Look, he knows that winning is important for a new team in the WSL, and it's not been maybe the style and the performance that he wants at the moment, but you mentioned it during commentary, and it's a real salient point. You've got to build that foundation first and foremost, and if you just stay in the game, stay in the division, make sure you're comfortable, no issues, then as the season wears on, you'll see a little bit more from the talented players that he's assembled here.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the pleasing thing from the game today, is that it wasn't overly pretty all the time, but the work that needed to be done, the stuff that goes on that keeps you in the game, they did that, and that's also doesn't just happen by design. That's you know, comes in terms of work ethic and value and the individual performances that go with that. So from a London City point of view, they've kept a clean sheet and they've given themselves every opportunity to go and win the game, and that, I think, is the difference between the two sides at this point.
Skinner, look, she's speaking to a squad here. You can sense that they're disappointed, and it's a little bit same old. Saw the game against Villa last week. It was similar to a certain extent. If anything, Villa were better than London City Lionesses were today, but West Ham played well in fits and starts. They got the ball in good areas, but it's not quite happening. Hit the woodwork here, had efforts cleared off the line. Ultimately, it's a mistake, and King Ishmael will be hurting. There is no doubt about that. She'll be feeling it. I'm sure her teammates will rally round her, because I think she's a good keeper, and we saw that with a save about 2 minutes later, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a good response from her, to be honest, and it's a tough one because, as we said in commentary, goalkeepers make an error and it's obviously under the microscope, and it's a difficult one to take, but I think also the depth of West Ham is probably where they're struggling a little bit. You look at the changes that London City could make and the players they could bring off the bench to impact the game. I'm not sure West Ham have that same depth with quality all over in all positions when they make changes, and that's no disrespect to the changes they made, but and maybe that midweek game also has taken a little bit of the, I suppose, energy out of that West Ham performance once they conceded. So it's a tough one for Rianne Skinner and her side for sure. You know, it's never a nice position. You never want to see a goalkeeper, you know, a goalkeeper's mistake be the defining factor in a game, do you?
No, it happens, and you know, she was really good when it comes to things like corners and taking high balls and commanding an area. Distribution was good, but talked about it during the game. If it's an error that leads to an opportunity like that, goalkeepers are going to be punished in the most severest fashion, because they're going to concede. If it happens to an attacker, you lose possession half the pitch, it doesn't matter at all, and a little inconsolable at the moment, but look, good people around her for sure. You can see that her teammates are rallying around her. It's a real shame that unfortunately her error just switched off. Didn't see Aslani stealing towards her, who just thought, you know what, there's a chance here I might be able to nick it, and that's what good players do, the anticipation.
Yeah, it was good anticipation, and I think you know, it may have been something they spoke about at half-time, London City, because I thought they were trying to be aggressive in the first half with their front press, but West Ham were just going over the top, so almost sort of coaxing, I suppose, West Ham into thinking they had a little bit more time in the second half than what they did. And yeah, look, Aslani, with all her experience, obviously not only winning the ball back, but making sure she put it in the back of the net, and at the end of the day, that's the difference between 3 points and none.
Back-to-back wins in the WSL as well for a newly promoted side. It doesn't happen too often, and obviously we know there's a little bit of an asterisk next to that newly promoted. Yes, it's true, but it's a different squad in terms of the quality that's come in. Newly promoted sides don't generally spend the same sort of money that London City Lionesses have done here, but there's some real talent in the squad, some significant top-flight experience as well, and great to see some of the young supporters turning out here to see London City Lionesses hopefully kick on as far as they're concerned over the course of the season. Let's grab a word with the match winner next, Kosovare Aslani, speaking with Sambas.
Kosovare, back-to-back wins. How does that feel? Do you feel you deserve the win?
Yeah, I think we deserved the win. I feel like we started the game really well. We got a high pressure on them the way we wanted to play, and won the ball pretty high up, and could have possession on their final third. Obviously, we still have a lot of things to improve, like to be able to score more goals, because we're creating, but it's like the final third that we need to get better on. But it's a positive step to have two wins in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the high pressure. Now you had the crucial moment of the game. Just talk us through that moment.
The goal, you mean?
Yeah,
or
goal,
oh, yeah. How should I describe that? I thought she saw me, but then I realized because I was looking at her and she didn't really see me, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sprint here and try to get it. And yeah, it was one of the weirdest goals I've scored, but it was an important win.
Yeah, you are a very key player in this team. You know, you are the club captain, but you are also a huge goal threat as well. How do you lead this team, especially when there are so many new players and everyone sort of experienced WSL football at the club for the first time? So, how do you lead? What's your leadership skills?
No, I think it's all about getting everyone on the same page. Obviously, last season I came to a whole new team as well. We had a lot of new players that year as well, but this year is probably a record with 17 new players. The most important is like to get everyone on the same sheet, help them into the environment the way we want to play, and just keep on working. But all of those things needs time, you know, like until we can reach our full potential. Right now, the most important is like even though we're not on our highest performance, we're winning like with these 2 wins, and that's really important mentality to take with us.
Yeah, back-to-back wins. Is it too early to say that London City Lionesses now have moved away from being called relegation candidates now, and now they're looking up the table?
Have we ever been a relegation candidate?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think like everyone think just because the last few years that the new promoted team always been going back, but I mean we are not like any other team. We're different, and our aim is to stay and compete.
And there's only one thing left to do, and Kosovare, you are the Barclays WSL Player of the Match. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Sam there with the questions, and Kosovare Aslani grabbing the Barclays Player of the Match award, deservedly so. Yeah, interesting to hear from there as well, saying that I think that potentially she saw me, but she nicked in and got there anyway for the goal. Elsewhere in the Women's Super League today, Aston Villa 0, Leicester City 0. No goals in that All Midlands clash. Kira Walsh with a goal for Chelsea, incidentally, against Spurs. A narrow 1-0 success for the champions. Manchester United were a goal down in their game away at Everton, but came storming back to win by 4-1. And obviously here, London City Lionesses defeating West Ham by 1-0. And a little later, kicking off in half an hour or so, Arsenal against Brighton, and Liverpool versus Manchester City at 4:45. So that's your lot. London City Lionesses grabbing a 3rd win of the season for West Ham. It is played 6, lost 6 from myself, Dan Roebuck, and from Tanya Oxtoby. That's your lot. London City Lionesses on the up.